Good morning, everyone. God, it was a tough one to be there and high, but I think I did it. Let's say, I have no idea what time is it. Let's say 7. It's 7. This is Sunday morning. Yeah, that's what I do to have fun. I wanted to be here a little bit earlier, but well, you're trying your best, right? But that's pretty much what I'm cycling for at least 3, 4 times a week. And if you guys are into that, you can go on my Instagram, and I'm doing some reels almost every time I cycle to have those sunrise. It's funny, I was just talking about that, taking my gloves off because this is winter here on the Riviera, but it is still so warm. I'm probably gonna go for a swim in the week, right? And this is the month of almost December, late days of November. I don't know what I'm gonna put that online. So you're not supposed to give dates on YouTube, whatever. I don't, the rules are like not really. Never been for me. Very much. The only rule I have is probably just this. But I don't like to make videos of nothing. Just a word about my Kona bike. I bought that bike 10 years ago, and it's almost completely original. Very, very happy about this one. Right, there's still people jogging. I like that. I'm not alone right here. You see some people, and they're really like mind blowing with a beautiful sunrise right now. Um, Two things. I woke up early again, around 3, and I've been reading about Plato, Socrates in the Xenophon as well. So I'm going to put some links right there. Then I was reading some Molière, the French writer. I saw that play this year. I think that was in June for the closing of the French comedy we call the Français, the bourgeois gentilhomme. Again, I'm going to put some reference in the English translation. And this was the whole thing was like mind blowing. It's funny because Molière is kind of those writers that you study when you're like uh, at school, and you kind of start to don't like the guy so much because you have to study him. So because it's in the program, you don't feel like reading it. The thing about Molière is because you have to study it, you don't really want to read it because it's on the program, right? But you have to see the play, right? You know what? I think it's like for Plato and Socrates. People always thought that why did Plato wrote dialogues? Probably because they were played, huh? And where they were played, not on stage, but probably on the markets every day in the forum where all the city was living. Well, forum is a Roman name, obviously, but you see my point in the Agora in Greek, obviously, right? And I was reading about that death of Socrates, and I realized the videos that I made on arche, this word arche, beginning, and anarchist, right? Sorry. And I realized that this word of arche, or beginning, the city, so the democracy killed Socrates. Huh? It's democracy. Huh? Plato, Socrates was against democracy. Plato was against democracy, etc. I'm against democracy. I think democracy is not a good system for the Western world in the 21st century. That will take many, many explanations, and we'll need economists. And I was saying that's why you need to read people like Keynes. You need to read many thinkers of the economy, the workforce, and the entire system. Uh, Back to Plato and the system of democracy. What interests me on this one is really the fact that the same system, the republic, right? So from the democracy to the respublica, we're supposed to be both in a democracy and in a respublica. the public res is rien in French, nothing. So, but nothing means something as well. Right? That's where I'm going to get to these Parmenides and Heraclitus and all those pre-Socratic writers that I'm enjoying so much lately. Uh, so yeah, the thing about this democracy is like this republic of the Romans will have to kill uh, people like Jesus, right? Who were, again, just a reminder, huh? Socrates was condemned, sorry, for corrupting the youth, right? But I say it was this lapsus corrupted because that's uh, the corruption right now of the democracy, and that's why it's not working. Because name me one politician that has not been involved into a history of corruption. Just one name, one name. Believe me, I've been a political journalist. I've never met a single politician that was not corrupted. That never happened. Uh, Number two, Jesus, you know why they crucified Jesus? Because he told the people the only way to take the system of corruption down is to refuse to pay the taxes. They crucified him, right? They let him die, probably out of water, lack of water, in a public place for other people to see, right? And you have to see, of course, the Passion by Pasolini on that subject. I made a video on Pasolini for that, right? Oh, Pasolini. Oh my God, they also killed Pasolini with the last book called Petrol in French. I'm going to put the reference right there. He's denouncing the corruption of a whole system of the big industry, which was oil back in the day, which is still, when you think about it. Uh, the socialist government at one point probably had something to do with that stand-up comedian who was also denouncing the corruption, right? That died in a car crash. Ooh, what? Well, in a motorcycle crash with a truck that have nothing to do on that road. It's a whole story about that. So my point is like, when I was talking about anarchy and saying that I'm not an anarchist, but people see me as an anarchist, um, is the fact that I do believe that you have to obey the rules of your city. That's very important to me, right? Kent was saying that as well. But you have to question what you find as unfair. At a conference a few weeks ago, I was just saying that because have been taxed by the police for a crime I did not commit, I'm taking that money back by refusing to pay the bus anymore, right? And because I have two young kids with me, they physically can't arrest me without having at least three person. They're not allowed to touch the kids, so that's how I get my money back, right? You might question that, you might find that non-elegant if you want to. The point is like they took money from me, I take my money back. Same thing with the tax system. I move from being self-employed, which is the worst economical statute you can have in France. You tax between 20 to 40%. I work for a company mostly which is not paying the tax in France for being in a country such the city is Dublin. Now we know that, which is not paying the European tax and the French tax system. So the system of tax in France say I have to pay for that company, and there's no law saying that. And when you ask why is me who have to pay, say because someone have to pay it. So again, this kind of thing you have to say no. So I created an association, which in French is tax free. Now that that association is running, I'm saving that tax money that I can put into project. And you know my project, Indie Water, Yamuna Water India, is always helping people to get access to free water, is now helping people to get free knowledge. I'm teaching for free all the time in my YouTube channel. That's what wakes me up in the morning. I want to teach for free. I want to read all those books by the pre-Socratics, and I want to give it to you for free because I think teaching should be free. I'm not a rich man, and you know what? I don't care. I don't want to be rich. I want to enjoy the sun every morning. I want to enjoy my wife and my kids, and I want to read books, and I want to have time for that. I'm doing a job that I love, and I'm trying to spend as much time traveling with my family, and that's pretty much it, right? Another thing that struck me that I'm living in Nice on the Riviera, that's where I am, where you have those beautiful sounds of birds in the backgrounds waking up right now, is that a lot of people are putting a lot of money in very, very fancy cars. Two things. First, fancy stuff such as cars, houses. I'm believing in the Prince of the Renaissance. A beautiful city is making a beautiful mind. And I do agree with that. So I'm very happy that this beautiful designer will make beautiful cars and stuff like that. But the problem is like to put that money in this kind of things, it's needed to make more money that a human being should make. So more money for your family. And the thing is like, and that the only thing I have to say about that that I find a little bit on the edge is like making money is great. I don't have anything about making a lot of money or being very successful. I have a problem is like if you're doing it because someone is not, right? If I'm successful and someone is not, then I don't feel good. Everyone have to be successful. And I'm referring to an article when I started stand-up comedy 10 years ago. And I remember, well, technically 7, 8 years ago now. And I remember that journalist, which is such an example of the way of thinking of French journalists right now, and socialists in particular, he said, yes, Cedric Singh says everyone can be a comedian, everyone can be a stand-up comedian. And I still, 7 or 8 years later, believe exactly the same thing. Everyone can be everything, right? Everyone can be everything. I just watched a video of this guy, Axel Carrion, he's a professional explorer cyclist, and he said we're all athletes to begin with, all of us, right? I didn't like his Cannes TEDx conference. I wanted to see him live, but on video, I wanted to see his next one. I'm going to meet the guy because the guy connect, and he's living on the Riviera. My point is like, when he said that, I thought it was great. It was a great example, right? I think we're all comedians, we're all athletes. I think we're more whole comedians than more athletes, actually, if I have to say, right? So if you do something, but you have to, it's like school. If school is a competition to be better than the other, yes, you need grades, and yes, you need to be competitive in a fun way. That's what sport is all about, right? In a fun way. If you're competitive to crush the other, to crush the adversary, yes, it will lead to war. And yes, I told many times war is part of civilization, but maybe it's time we try to rethink that a little bit. Something else, now that we are listening to the birds waking up, strikes me. There's never been in the history of humanity a kind of a paradise of a balance of human beings and animals that never existed, right? So now we're thinking about it and we're trying to establish something that is closer to nature. That's why I get outside as much as I can just to enjoy the sunrise every morning if I can, right? And I have the luck to see the sunset from the comfort of my apartment. So that's also something on the back country, which is absolutely beautiful. So that's pretty much it for today. It's kind of a random thoughts, I would say. I'm probably missing something. So I'm going to try to do something new on this one. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you like a minute of the sunrise right now, and I'm probably going to add something, right? I'm going to cut and come back and say, don't worry, no matter what you do, if you're not doing it with a smile, well, you might be doing it wrong.